is the fact that Trump is the most disliked politician in America. We can't win a general election that way.
Welcome back. That was Nikki Haley earlier tonight, and perhaps the most direct attack on the former president during the debate tonight. Tonight's debate was at times surprisingly light on any focus on Trump, something his campaign perhaps had counted on. The former president appeared in a pre-recorded interview, part of a debate counter-programming strategy by his campaign. Joining me now, we have Vaughn Hilliard. He's in Atlanta, where the former president will be surrendering to authorities at the Fulton County Jail tomorrow. And Vaughn, this was a choice. The former president could have done this last week, could have done it Monday or Tuesday before the debate. Not an accident that this is happening at the end of the week after the debate, because I think what happens in Milwaukee, they hope stays in Milwaukee.
Right. This posted on X, formerly known as Twitter, just 5 minutes before this GOP debate started. It was a 45-minute conversation between Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump. And he, right off the top of the interview, was asked why he was not partaking in the Fox debate. And Donald Trump said, "Why would I do that when I'm up by 50, 60 percentage points? And why would I stand there on a stage for 1 to 2 hours only to be harassed by others, including several who are at 0, 1 or 2% in polls?" And he openly suggested that the likes of Asa Hutchinson, Chris Christie, they should drop out of the race completely. He suggested that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was gonzos in his own words. And he directly talked about the now 4 indictments that he has faced over the course of these last 4 months, calling them BS. Of course, he will be right where I'm standing here outside of the Fulton County Jail come tomorrow evening. And for Donald Trump, I'll let you listen to part of the exchange that he had with Carlson, in which Carlson asked him multiple times about threats of violence in the country, a potential civil war, and what he thinks about the possibility of open conflict heading into 2024. Take a listen.
So do you think it's possible that there's open conflict? We seem to be moving towards something.
I don't know, because I don't know what it, I can say this. There's a level of passion that I've never seen. There's a level of hatred that I've never seen, and that's probably a bad combination.
For the amount in which the Republican candidates on that stage in Milwaukee went after one another, Chuck, tonight, Donald Trump's exchanges with Tucker Carlson very much felt like a whole different campaign or different race, if I may.
It's a striking thing that there was no denouncement of any violence, right? There was no, we just played a clip there, but I'm just curious. He didn't say, but I'm going to do everything I can to make sure to tamp down any violence, to tamp down this behavior. Was there any of that? No, that's right. And I think that we should be clear that we have heard this from the folks on the ground who have suggested that if Donald Trump were to be put into jail or lose the 2024 election, that they would see this going to a dangerous place. A woman just told me earlier this week in Iowa that she, in her own words, thought the civil war was imminent here. I think we're at a very difficult point for this country. And Donald Trump, as you heard, did not explicitly say that civil war is not imminent. And for the leading GOP contender here on the Republican side, it's hard not to see a difficult 2024 ahead, knowing that we very well have yeah. Did Tucker introduce this idea?
This was Tucker.
Did Tucker Carlson introduce this idea?
Carlson, and
so he's kind of cheering it on?
Tucker Carlson.
I'm confused by him. I know he's a propagandist. So what was he trying to do here?
Right, and it was actually Donald Trump, within the first few minutes of the interview, was asked over the course of about 2 minutes about what he thought about the death of Jeffrey Epstein, which the government has deemed that he died by suicide. And after about 2 minutes of Tucker asking Trump about this, and Trump seemingly confused and even saying himself that he thought it was in fact a suicide, Tucker tried to correlate that by saying, well, could potentially they be trying to kill you next, was his inference there. And I know I would be interested in the words of your next guest here, because for Donald Trump, it was quite the correlation that Tucker Carlson seemed to be making. And I don't think Tucker Carlson is wrong to be talking about the prospect of a potential civil war and open conflict, because we hear that from folks on the ground. At the same time, it's one that clearly the former president is having some difficulty wrestling with, and is somebody who just had a fundraiser last night for January 6 defendants. I think it's an important question for the former president to continue to face about the prospect of violence in the country.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.